What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stock. Today we're going to talk to you about SoundHound. Give you a quick overview of some of the data points, what is moving it, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So SoundHound is down slightly, 0.54%, but it is recovering. Honestly, I think at this stage in the game, it's kind of getting predictable. Shorts just hit it hard, and then they taper off for whatever reason. So no different than today. So $20.94 the high, $18.85 the low. No actual news associated to SoundHound today. No SEC filings, so kind of just stuck in limbo. There was another 144 that was submitted after hours yesterday, so no different than any other time. So as we can kind of see right here, so it shows the director sold around 3,400 shares. Nothing really significant. That was done on the 23rd. So again, it is what it is. Blackout periods commencing in roughly 1 week. So you have a lot of entities and individuals selling before that blackout. But moving on, aside from that, shorts right now net are increasing 1.68 million shares. 27.96% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 91.84 million shares. Cost to borrow average is 5.97, then utilization is 93.72. Just to put it in perspective, once again, first thing, shorts did increase 8.3 million. So this has been the case, I think it was ever since Thursday. That's when they started to do this plan where they just hit hard, bring it down, and then they taper off. I think it is, in my opinion, there's no other logical way or why they'd be doing it unless it is associated to options. So they probably just load up on puts and then they kind of exit. So that's just how I see things. But like I said, I think it's becoming very, very predictable that SoundHound is one of those stocks that you just need to buy the dip in. But no matter what you do, whatever floats your boat. I know some people can't handle this risk tolerance and volatility, just up and down like crazy, because yeah, it is kind of excessive sometimes. But aside from that, market's been only open roughly 1 hour, 6.5 million for calls, 1.83 million in puts. Market does close at 1 o'clock today, so just be aware of that. And that's in lieu of Christmas tomorrow, so Merry Christmas to those that celebrate. But 51% of all the options being done today are bearish in nature. So this is kind of going and matches with my plan that first thing, there's a lot of puts being purchased. So someone or entities out there are anticipating for a pullback. So if we were to check in more so near the end of the day, then this is where you always see a lot of this turn bullish. But right now it's bearish because bigger money is trying to benefit from the downtrend. But of the call options that are being purchased, you still do see consensus for it to be above roughly that $25 mark. So kind of good stuff for that. And then the bears, they are anticipating for it to be sub 18. So at the same time, this is a very good example of what I mean. So individuals are buying puts for it to be a sub roughly around the $18 range. They do that first thing, and then of course the stock price goes down, and then they unload their options. So they kind of make a lot of money based on that swing right there through options. So if a lot of what I'm saying is foreign to you, just take the time to research options because it can be very, very profitable and very beneficial. So just in general, I've done a couple of videos on that in the past with other stocks, but for instance, SoundHound has gone up over the last 1 month 153%. If you were to have done options, that could have been 10x based on that. So it's they can be very profitable, very beneficial, but no matter what, do your own due diligence at the end of the day. These are all the transactions occurring on the secondary market above $100,000. So a fair amount of buying. You had this string of selling that kind of brought it down. So most likely a lot of these entities right here are associated to shorts. Then you had some buying, but still on big money's radar. So always a good thing. Right now with it at $20.53 is trading between this pivot and this S1. So $17.93 is going to be the next strong support. $20.80 is going to be that next strong pivot. So hopefully it'll be able to close above that, because if so, then essentially you could see a push higher going into the rest of the week. So you kind of will have that day and a half to digest, and essentially at the same time during today's equivalent power hour, I do anticipate shorts to kind of return some shares. even more than what they have been doing. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But $23.67 and then $25.45 is going to be the next strong kind of targets for SoundHound. And under my Patreon, I just did a update yesterday on my price prediction, where I see things going and why I feel it's going to be kind of within that range. So definitely pop over to my Patreon, take a look. I give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolute bangers. One even was lucid, so that is sitting at $3.26. And I did state on December the 4th that this was a screaming buying opportunity at $2.18. So another big banger. So pop over there and take a look. But one very positive thing that is really driving SoundHound higher is its technicals. So $20.45, pretty much where it's at right now, is that ALMA. So that also is a secondary level that you really want to watch for SoundHound to get and stay above today, because if it is able to do that, then this is where you'll see a continued push higher because of the recent consolidation and volatility over the last couple of trading days. Stochastic RSI has reset itself. So going into, I guess, Thursday and Friday, which are full trading days, this is where you could see kind of a very aggressive push higher, in my opinion, of course. So let me know your viewpoint on SoundHound. I think right now, just a lot of people are questioning just the actual multiple placed on that, because I see more and more comments in my videos just saying, hey, I sold out, I'm going to wait for a pullback. I think a lot of people are waiting for a pullback, and I think majority of those individuals are retail. Nothing wrong with that, but I always like to follow what big money is doing. And as soon as you start to see the amount of transactions start to diminish, that is where you can kind of see more of a trend reversal or possibly like a pullback. But as of right now, big money is still buying it, and even based on options, a lot of money is getting in. Just generally looking at yesterday, 46.3 million in premiums, total premiums, 72 million the day prior, 95, 194, 44. So a lot of big money is getting into SoundHound. And like I said, a lot of big entities would rather play stocks through options than common stock, because you can make 10x or significantly higher through options than just holding common stock. So whenever you start to see abnormally low volume getting back to, let's say, where it was, like, let's say the 4 millions, then that's something maybe just to kind of be cautious about. But as of right now, I think that the market is ready still for SoundHound to move higher. So let me know your thoughts. Do you have any plans for the holiday season, for Christmas? And if so, let me know what is your guys' tradition. Do you guys old school or whatever else? And then one final thing, like I said, pop over to my Patreon. I just gave 2 more updates on other stocks that I feel are good buying opportunities. And yeah, so definitely pop over there and take a look. But with all that said, appreciate all of you guys watching.